The Chinese version of Clash of Clans recently showed super spells in a qualifier live stream. So I want to show those to you because they look really cool, but discuss them in relation to the current mass heal and haste spell event that is going on. Because right now, alongside your own troops and your own spells, you get 30 heal and haste spells. So which one is better? I actually do have some thoughts on which one I think I would like to see more of, the mass spells or the super spells. I'm calling them super spells. I have no idea what they're called. This was from the Chinese Qualifier. For the last couple of years, there has been the winner of the Chinese championships got a golden ticket so that they could compete in the World Championship Finals. It's no different this year. So the winner of this qualifier final got the golden ticket. They'll be battling other teams in this year's World Final. But as part of the qualifier, they showed this clip. I am assuming it is for an upcoming event to the Chinese version of Clash of Clans. But just so you are clear, the main global Clash of Clans team from the English version have said they have no plans to add these super spells. Following this being showcased, they have said they have no plans to add these. So just so you're clear, but we can still look from the Chinese version. I can show you what they do and have a discussion as to whether I think they should be added, even though they have no plans for them. So this first one, you can see the level is level 5. You've got one of them here. There's also this number 5. I don't know if that's the spell capacity or whether this is why I think it's an event coming to the Chinese version of the game, because of this goblin, and then he gets hit, and from that you see the spells. And I don't know whether you only get a certain amount, and as you're hitting the goblin, once you've used them, you've used them. But either way, I don't know what that 5 represents. What I do know is that this one is like a super lightning spell. You could see it was way bigger than the regular lightning spell, hitting more targets. This is... It looks like a poison spell, but it's kind of like a totem spell. You get an Inferno Tower for your attack. So it works like a totem spell where it distracts the defenses, but it's also dealing damage. How cool is that? Then we have, again, I'm calling them super spells. A lot of other creators that have showcased this following them being in the live stream have called them super spells. I don't know what they're actually called in the Chinese version of the game, but this one looks like a super rage spell. We'd have to count the tiles and everything, but that looks like you could hit 3 rage spells in the width of that. If you're talking diameter, it's even covering more than that. Like it's covering the entire E-Drag army. That is so powerful. But I guess that's the point, right? If they were in an event in like battle mode, they're supposed to be broken and powerful. This one's got to be my favorite though. Look at this. It looks like a skeleton spell, but it's dumping. At first I thought they were golems, but they're actually bowlers. It reminds you of the super bowler blimp where you used to put the blimp in to snipe the town hall. Like, you're just spawning a bunch of bowlers in the middle of the base. This is now just replaying them, but look at that bowler one. How fun would that be? The radius of this is huge as well. I don't know if it's got some sort of effect, like healing the bowlers in that area, but that is so cool. Just dumping bowlers into the middle of the base. And I will come back over this, but I do want to transition across to, this is now just replaying different parts of it in different clips. I'll come back to it, but let's transition across more to the mass spells that we have now. Because the English version, I mean, again, it's different to the Chinese version, right? If you are doing this event now, by the way, I'll continue my thought in a moment, I would just go with Queen on one side, King on the other, and then just use Elephant Riders in a line. And all you want to do is just put a line of haste and heal spells. Go with the heal first just to protect them. I like to take freeze spells, mainly because of the Logger Guardian. I'll show you why against Town Hall 18. Once they move out of those spells, put another line of heal, another line of haste. And I save the fireball, watch this, just to send it right into the middle of the base. It's so funny. Then again, line of heal, line of haste. And I was playing this a little bit earlier on. I thought like balloons would be good. Really didn't work very well. I thought maybe Hog Riders would be good. But basically because the Elephant Rider is in the game right now, if you want to maximize this spell event, and I would always farm and try and fill your collectors, farm some walls, whatever, when these mass troop events are on, because 1, they're so fun, 2, they are incredibly quick to 3-star the base and get all of the loot. The speed you can get through the bases because of all of the extra troops is really impressive. Let's find a Town Hall 18 so I can show you the Logger Guardian. I do think the troop injection events are better than these spells. When I first seen it was going to be the Heal and Haste spell, I thought I'll have a try of it, but I didn't know that I was going to bring a video here to the extra channel. But it actually got me thinking about the super spells that were revealed. They were about a week and a half ago now in the Chinese live stream. And I've seen other creators making shorts on them and stuff. I just didn't really discuss them at all. But it actually brings up an interesting point in relation to this event. Now, that Town Hall 18 didn't have the Logger in the middle. I'd like to show you that if we can. How are we not finding any of the Logger Guardians? Normally they're everywhere. When you want one, you can't find it. Isn't it typical? There we go. Fantastic. So, Queen on one side, King and RC on the other, and then just Elephant Riders through the middle. Again, one line of heal. And this is now going to start bringing us to why I thought it would be cool to discuss the super spells now, when we've got this event. Because I think the troop injection events are better than the spell ones. But when I spoke to David, the product manager for Clash of Clans, this is where, look, the Logger Guardian, even though you're in the heal, is just pushing you back. So that's why I take the freeze, just to make sure, again, line of freeze, line of haste, line of heal, you literally can't fail. That's how I would go about this event. Let's fly the fireball from that angle. Why not? But David did say, with these mass troop events, they want to push the boundaries further, continue to make it more novel, because that's what makes them fun. And with these super spells, if I had to choose, I'm going to give you my answer in a second, but if I had to choose between, like, super spells, if they were to bring them, again, they've got no plans, I want to make that clear. They have said they are not planning to work on them, and basically, in the Chinese version of Clash of Clans, there's even, like, Town Hall skins. Right? I think that's a Town Hall skin right there, which is shown in that, again, which was on the qualifier. I'm pretty sure that's a Town Hall skin. You can see the buildings. I don't know whether that's just for an event that they look like that. I don't surmise they have building skins. Maybe they do. I know for a fact they've had Town Hall skins, and they've had them for a long time. But we've not seen them come to the English version of the game, even though they want to monetize through cosmetics. And that should show to you that the Chinese version of the game is different from the English one. So don't think just because they're in this Chinese version that you could expect them in the global game. Because again, they've said they're not working on them. But this is what I want to discuss. I actually think they should. Because I even said to David, let's actually try a different army. I'll show you the balloons. I even said to David, what would be cool is, like, the giant gauntlet is what made me think about this. So the king is massive with the giant gauntlet. What if they gave us, rather than 100 hog riders for these troop events? Because, again, I think troops are more exciting than spells. What if they gave us giant hog riders? Rather than 100 hog riders, they just gave us, like, 20 giant hog riders. And they were massive hog riders that literally just steamrolled the base. That would be cool. And I think it would be really fun. It would be novel, and that's where it would be important. That's where I think if I had to choose between either mass spells or super spells, I would go with the super spells because they're more novel, they're more fun. It's different than the main game. But if you're asking which one is more fun, now that I've actually tried these super spells, I actually think that the mass spell, not tried the super spells, sorry, tried the mass spell event today, I actually think the mass spells is more fun. Because think about it, if you had a massive haste spell, you could just drop one haste spell and everything was raged. Sure, it would be quicker, but at that point, you might as well just enter battle mode and have the entire base hasted. You might as well not even drop the haste spell, because it's just one. You can't do anything with them. So I think in terms of being more fun, the mass spells is better. In terms of more novelty and what would be a bigger success and probably more fun at first because of the novelty is the super spells. And I think they should do that for troops as well. So I think if it was one or the other, I would opt for the super spells. I don't know why I'm doing balloons because they are terrible. I'll show you one more time as I finish my thoughts here. The Elephant Rider is just use that for this event. There's honestly, even when this mass spell thing isn't going on, just use the Elephant Riders because they are meant to be broken for the event. Let's dump them all in the middle of the base here. Let's go like mass freeze, mass haste, and then just dump the elephant riders in the middle. Tornado trap is there, of course. Fireball, why not? So yeah, basically, my point was that I think they should continue to expand the troop and spell injection events and do things that are not possible, right? And I don't mean just more of something. Give us like broken troops, like big troops, big spells, things like that are really cool. That's how they could push the boundaries of these troop injection events. But that taps into the novelty factor. I think actually deployment, it's more fun to have more of them. In which I think both would work, and that equally allows them to rotate the events more, right? If they did, hypothetically, bring these super spells, then they could have super spell troop injection events and mass spell troop injection events, so that it wasn't just the same type of thing over and over. But I actually think the mass spell, in my opinion, is more exciting. Again, these spells from this Chinese live stream that was shown for the qualifiers, they are not coming to the global game. They have no plans of making them. Like, I don't know, never say never, I guess. Maybe in the future, but the team have responded following the Chinese version that these are not in the works. Just so you know, and it's clear. But I did want to show them because I think it's really cool, especially in relation to the mass spell events. And I didn't think I was going to enjoy this mass spell event. I don't enjoy it as much as the troop events. I think they're more fun. You can equally farm a lot easier, but I actually had more fun than I thought I was going to have with the Heal and Haste spell event. And that's where I thought, actually, I'll bring a video. It's a great time to discuss alongside those spells we've seen in the live stream, just to see, like, what do you guys want from the troop injection events moving forward? That's what I think. More variety, more novelty would be great, but the mass things generally are more entertaining to deploy. That's it for this one, though. Let me know what you think and enjoy the rest of your day.